Hey guys, it's Petra and today is the last day of Vlogmas. It is Christmas Day, December 25th, and it's been a roller coaster. Vlogmas has been a lot this month, and I'm really glad to be returning to my once a week regimen from now on. But I did want to post one more last video just to sum it all up. I know I haven't been the most consistent, but Vlogmas is very stressful. I have to film, edit, post all in one day, and a lot of days I didn't even post because it was really stressful. Today's video is a 2022 bullet journal plan with me setup. This is a Moleskine dotted journal. It's got 90 GSM paper, and this is going to be my bullet journal for the start of 2022. And yeah, if you're going to plan with me, just grab your notebook, some pens, and if you're not, just chill because this is going to be a pretty chill video. And yeah, so this is my bullet journal for the start of 2022. It's a, like I said, Moleskine, and it's got dotted paper. It is, I'm pretty sure it's 13 by 21, so it's not a A5, but yeah. So I'm starting out with creating the front cover to my bullet journal. With a 0.7 Muji gel pen, I wrote welcome in cursive, and then with my Tombow dual brush pens, I wrote 2022 in a sort of funky cursive style. Underneath that, I'm writing please be good, because I wrote the same thing for 2021, and 2021 turned out pretty good, so. So on this spread, I'm creating a grid spacing guide. So basically what a grid spacing guide is it's supposed to help me measure my spreads into making sure that they're all equally spread out and equally made so that it looks good and works fully conveniently. So what I'm doing is I listed the amount of spaces on the top and left side of my page. Because this is a new bullet journal and it's a different size than I'm usually used to, this is really helpful so that I don't get lost. Right now I am creating the measurements. So the ones I mainly did were by 2, 3, 4, and I think 5. Those are the ones that I use the most, but if I ever needed another one, I would just draw it in. Now on to the next spread. I'm creating a sort of goals system where I cut out a page and I turned it into sort of a file, like a file folder. I filled in the tab with my Tombow dual brush pen. So for the label of this spread, I just wrote my 2022, and then with my Tombow dual brush pens, I wrote goals in my cursive calligraphy hand lettering style. Then I also drew the second tab for my little file. Now for the sort of categories of my goals, I have focus and priority, and then I have affirmations. Then I did that for the rest. So the categories that I have, like the main categories, are personal, YouTube, and schooling. And for each of those, I have the subcategories of focus, priority, and then affirmations, which are the big dreams, while focus and priority are obviously my focus and priority. To finish up the spread, I just decorated it up, and yeah. For the next one, I'm creating a future log. So if you don't know what a future log is, it's basically an overview calendar of your entire year, and you add all your events together as you go along. You'll see what I mean in the video, but I cut out like 2 pages and I turned them into little rectangles. So I cut the top off, just like I did with the file folder. It's like a mini booklet inside, and here I am separating them into 2 different categories per page. When I finished with that, I started writing all the names of the months at the top with my 0.5 Muji gel pen, and I just wrote it in a simple cursive. So yeah. Here I noticed I made a mistake. I skipped out on 2 pages by accident, so you can see me gluing extra bits of the paper over the months that I didn't do properly. There are many ways to fix your mistakes when you're bullet journaling, and it's pretty easy to make a mistake because it's pretty precise work and you need to focus on it a lot. So one of my favorites is obviously gluing it over with extra dotted paper, or I'll use whiteout, but my paper is not a perfect white, so the whiteout doesn't really match. So when I finished that, I wrote in all the months correctly, finally. So right now, I am about to do the most tedious part of bullet journaling, and that is creating the mini calendars. So I have to draw 12 mini calendars that show every month of the year. So what I did was I drew a box, and then on my laptop I looked up the calendar and I just drew it in. Messing one of these up is really easy, but I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit more. My next spread is the things to check out. So what I'm doing for this spread is I'm using it across 2 pages, and at the top I wrote things to check out in my hand lettering style with obviously my brush pens. So what I'm doing for this spread is I'm drawing boxes with my Tombow dual brush pen, and I used my grid spacing guide to help me with that because I wanted to get the size and measurements right. So what these boxes will be for will be the podcasts, movies, TV shows, books, all the things I want to check out, and that will go on a list inside the boxes. I also added a drop shadow to all of the boxes because I wanted to give them a little bit, I wanted them to be a little bit more dynamic and not as boring, so I think the drop shadow adds a little bit of a touch. One thing I know in bullet journaling is, if in doubt, add a drop shadow because it just makes everything better. For the titles of the boxes, I'm writing the words, the titles, in cursive with my 0.7 Muji gel pen. When I finished all the boxes for the things I wanted to check out, I drew another box on the far right of the spread, and I added some washi tape at the top, and I wrote completed. because that's where the things I've already checked out will go. So for this one, I am creating a wish list and gift list spread. Now this spread is extremely important to me because a lot of the time I don't know what to get other people. So the gift list spread is sort of where I brainstorm my gifts for other people, and the wish list spread is things that I might want to get for myself, maybe for my birthday or for Christmas, because I usually just really have a lot of trouble figuring out what I want. And for these spreads, underneath the title, I just drew 2 big boxes, nothing too special. It was pretty simple, just so that I could write down the list. So my last spread for my 2022 bullet journal setup is the 2022 highlight reel. So I got this idea from Amanda Rach Lee. In fact, this entire setup is inspired by her. What this spread is I basically create spaces to glue some Polaroid pictures, and then every month I take a Polaroid picture and I glue it in. So here I am measuring it out with one that I had before. And also for the title, I wrote 2022 with my brush pen, and then with my 0.7 Muji gel pen, I wrote highlight reel and memories in a stretched out cursive style. When I finished with the little shapes for my Polaroid pictures, I wrote 6-month highlights underneath, because that's where I'm going to write my sort of highlights for every month. Another thing that I want to explain really quickly, and the reason that there are only 6 boxes is because I change bullet journals every 6 months, which is why there are only 6 spaces, so that I don't have like 12 spaces for no reason. That's it for today's video. I really enjoyed filming my bullet journal 2022 setup, and please let me know if this is the type of content you want to see. I want to throw in vlogging and journaling, stationary productivity stuff. But yeah, again, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.